Good morning. I see it's down, Dan, but they only mine when I'm making money from it. So we'll see, maybe later today. All right, so how long can this market be knocking on the door? And look at these S&Ps up here attacking that topping tail. So, I mean, I've been saying this overall, it looks like it's going to go higher. I think the Dow is above that high, but we're going to go take a look at that. And, so the question is, obviously, does it push up above this high, or does that turn into a topping tail or a breakout failure? So I think the best course of action here is, if it does push up above the high, to let it do so and then look to enter on a pullback. So we'll see. And you can see here the 60-minute, and so let's look at a 5-minute. Obviously, the 5 must be downtrending by now. Not really. And I'm just chopping there sideways. I think the NQs were, kind of grinding down. Really? Something in my internet connection there. Those are my own EFSs or whatever they're called. Anyway. All right, so there it is, pushing up against the highs here, trying to get through. We'll see if that happens. Hopefully we're not in for another choppy, grinding kind of day. Celgene day trade along today? Maybe it was climactic yesterday. Yeah. Dow actually pushed through it. So that raises the question, is that the beginning of a move? Is it going to bring the others with it? Is it a breakout failure? So then we're going to let this trade for a little bit here at the open and give it a little bit of time to see what happens. I see Boeing was up again. So that is that in the Dow, Dan? Boeing in the Dow? Up a couple of points here. Again, rocketed from that little consolidation there, right? There was that news on Friday about, right, some crash or something. Anyway, gold stabilizing a little bit, which should set up the next sell setup for this to go lower, as long as it doesn't retrace back up to the top here, and that would be amazing after a breakdown like that, but we'll see how that shapes up. Crude oil continuing its march higher. Looks great. There is no resistance to the left here. It's into a void, and looking at this weekly chart, it is just a powerful type of move. Small ranges continuing to grind higher just means that there is steady buying on little dips. It's bullish, and does something like this, what it does is it goes vertical to go climactic before it ends, but we'll see. Steady move. I thought XLE might have a breakout bar failure, but that doesn't look like it's in the cards now. There was this little break here in the inside bar. It needed to break under the red bar. It didn't happen. It's taking out the high of the red bar. So that anticipatory pattern didn't play out. Looks like go higher. Should go to $80, I would think. The next whole number. And we'll see where that goes. Yeah. Thank you, Tim. Oh, what else we got going here? Dan mentioned MU. taking off here and up near the prior high. Not something I would go after on a gap, even though it could go higher, of course. I guess TJX reported, and that's good for retailing. JCPenney looks like death trend time for JCPenney. Probably be sales there over the weekend. Just make sure whatever you buy fits, right? Probably not going to be there to return it. Kidding. Lowe's. Nice. As Dan mentioned, they're going to report earnings. And what else? GE, another little move up. Well, overall sideways, no biggie. The CHK short. Oh, well, that's why it was a day trade, right? But it was a good day trade at the time. Wide range bar, gapping up, and that was a nice gap trade in the morning that had the little move above the 5-minute high and then failed. Great setup. And we keep these things in perspective, day trade versus swing trades. And Tesla, pretty messy, but if this fails here, it's got lots of room to go down. So I have an alert set. I'm not going to watch it. Dan set out a trade on this, moving higher there, looks great. And Dan says, my shop. And down here this morning, going lower. This could be a day trade. So I like ones on the daily that have made a reversal. This is gapping down. It's kind of flattish right here. And so that could go lower. Where is it? 139-ish down here. Near this bottoming tail bar there. So not in love with that, but I'll see what it looks like at the time. And what else is moving here? GM. Not a swing trade because it's bottoming, but I don't like these for swings, but maybe for day trades. It's got room up to $40. And Dan mentioned Celgene, maybe. Maybe. Wide range bar, volume, kind of climactic there, ending a move. It's got a setup on the intradays. So you know what I'd be looking for on the 5, which I don't have any moving averages on here, but it's got to bottom out. The hourly has to stabilize, of course, which has got to take a little time, but could be, yeah. Yeah, Dan. So that GM probably good for a put spread, but not a swing trade. And again, that's one of the things about options that's good. It doesn't have to be that kind of good. I was going to say perfect, but really good kind of pattern that suggests it can make a sustainable move over several days or even a couple of weeks. And just looking for any other big movers here. Twitter, yes, was looking great yesterday. Actually, I like this because it's not moving too much here already. It's up a little bit. So not extended pre-market here and it could get going. So I like that. And what else? Financials, what are they doing here? This is interesting. I mean, so these financials had a bad day yesterday and see the wide range bar, but again, this did clear these highs, like a lot of things that moved up in a powerful way. And now it's pulled back, but the pullback is steep, the angle that it pulled back on and the wide range bar. So it probably needs a little bit of time. These typically don't go straight back up. But since it's in an area where it should stabilize and try to turn higher, see? So Citi didn't take out the prior April high, but pulled back in a similar way. Probably moves the same. JPM, which typically is a better one to trade, but same thing. And Goldman, let's see what that's doing, because that looked like a measured move lower. And it continues to be weak here. So if the financials fall apart, this will be my go-to one. But we'll see if the market does get out of this range here, well, then it's going to be better to go with the longs than with the shorts. And so we'll see. Bonds flattish, but in a downtrend. So interest rates continue to push higher. And maybe that's what's stopping the market right now from pushing above those highs with conviction. So maybe if bonds can start moving up here, that could be an intermarket signal confirming if the market's moving higher. I'm just going to send an alert to see if they are. I'm not going to watch them. I'll let the computer watch them and see what happens there. And what else? Oh, yes. AMAT got shellacked. What's Intel doing? Beginning to stabilize. And now that's a switch. AMD leading the way higher. It's usually the laggard, and Intel is the one. MU going up and nothing there. Snap. Nothing. If it gets weaker, it could go down quite a bit. So I'll just set an alert. IWM just continues its advance. So one of the underpinnings where you just can't get bearish on this market. And with Russell moving higher and the transports cleared these highs yesterday. So, whatever bearish views are out there, this certainly is in opposition of that. And unless this breakout fails and the Russell starts pulling back, which would be a viable pullback within that uptrend. So, overall, the bearish view just doesn't cut it, even though we're just not moving up. But spiders closed with a bottoming tail yesterday. They're consolidating here. So I think, I'm willing to go with, a move up there. And I guess just the cues and technology are not going to be the place to go when they typically lead. It doesn't look like that's going to be what's going to happen this time. And it doesn't mean they won't go up. So we shall see. I think that's about it for me, Dan. So you can take over.
All right, fantastic. Good morning, everybody. All right, same drill every day. Let's look at opens, and I have an open minder, of course, and there's no problem children at all to deal with, but we'll go through them anyway, just to talk about any type of adjustment strategy. Nike covered call. Okay, so with yesterday's bottoming tail, bullish weekly, bullish monthly, we have to ask ourselves, do we want to buy to close the short call? So I'll watch that in 30 minutes, and I might. To see, there's nothing wrong with legging in and out of covered calls. It's like how I'm always thinking of analogies. It's like the marathon runner resting, consolidating, and that's when we sell a call. The race car driver, he's in the pit stop for a couple days. Well, then he wouldn't win the race. So a couple minutes, and then, he's ready to race again. SPWR put spread yesterday. Our spiders put spread yesterday. Look at that. If these tails are real right here on a 15-minute chart, they don't look like it to me because they're too far away from the real bodies. But if they were real, that would be incredibly strong. Gap up right here at the prior high. This is an ideal 30-minute high day. So I'll be adding to not only some put spreads, but some other directionals. XRT, our retail, doing fine. Twitter, remember we were close to putting it in yesterday and I held off for today. And then I posted it. I did it right over this hourly pivot. It's gapping over it, but I gave a limit for the credits for the put spread. And that is a go. NVIDIA, we mentioned, I sent out a letter pre-market, not NVIDIA, shoot, Netflix. And I also said, we're watching this as a directional trade. This is one of the best things I've seen. So this is a tier 1 candidate, 30-minute high. We're going to do a directional trade on this. And because the options are so expensive, we might do a bull call debit spread. And we can either do it all at once, or we can leg into it, which is buying the in the money call, let the marathon runner run a little bit, and then leg into it. But that's a tier 1. I like that. XOP, we have a put spread. Jeez, what on a tear. Amazing. WFC, put spread. I mean, naked puts on that one. Visa, covered call. Cake, covered call. This is actually the only one against us right now. Every other position is positive. Halliburton, short puts. S-Fly did not trigger, but it's still valid. GE, put spread yesterday. ANF didn't trigger. Said G, we just talked about yesterday, so I'm watching it today. Run, we're watching. TLRD, I'm just watching. Look at that beautiful close. Apple is also a watch. I didn't do it official, but if the market gets going on a 30-minute high, this will be a put spread candidate. Now, see, I don't like this one as much as Netflix, just because there's a little bit of uncertainty here. I like the Netflix daily consolidation better. Let's go to a bunch of these gapping stocks. This was just a junk I saw coming by the ticker 660. So it's a bearish pro gap under multi-month consolidation. The monthly looks like it's in a death trend. Well, but see, it's biotechs again. I'm not messing with bios, but that is a bearish pro gap, and it looks horrible. The low we mentioned on the news that JCPenney CEO is coming over here. My first reaction was, why is the market rewarding this CEO, whom I know nothing about, who put JCPenney in a death trend? Look at that. Now it genuinely looks like it's going bankrupt to me. It really does. So why is this CEO so good? I don't get it, but I don't care. I'm just a chart reader. This was Brazil. I just saw gapping up, but it's gapping up in a downtrend. That's garbage. Etsy. Now, there's not much volume here, but if it's gapping to 30, maybe a 30-minute high. Look at this pro gap here on volume. Not even a penny of retracement into the gap. You know, it's neutral here. You got it's sandwiched, rising 50, flat 20. But if it's gapping out of the consolidation, then that's interesting. DY gapping to 101. Oh my God, that's a bearish gap. Look at that. Here's my 102. Wow, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 up bars. Every single stockholder owning in those 12 days now are waking up to a big fat headache. There's room to fall on the weekly, but the gap is so big, I don't know what to do with it. I just saw some of these banks going by the ticker. UBS. Remember it wasn't the Brexit. I guess a financial crisis. You know, a lot of these were threatening bankruptcy because, you know, they were getting hit so bad. But 1640, it's still in a downtrend. Nothing to do here. That's just junk. But then, all right, BNFT, whatever the heck that is, 33. So it's a bearish gap extended on the weekly, but it's a total mess. I don't know what to do with that. Shop, we talked about. Now, the reason I said day trade on this LG, this is what we call a bullish gap surprise into this ugly red bar. And I just saw the 15-minute. It gapped up in a small little pullback. If we jump down to a 5-minute chart, you know, over the high of this wide range bar would have been your entry if the market were open and it were liquid. But we'll keep an eye on him. I saw Honeywell gapping up, 152.61. You know, gap into resistance, nothing to do. But if we can get juice here, you know, 146 put spread. No, it wasn't, Cindy. AAP. Yeah, I have it in my list, though. I guess I got to scroll my list up. But we'll do it now, sure. All right, AAP. It's gapping to 125. Very bullish. So, yeah, that's a tier 1 candidate, Cindy. I like it. I'm putting that in a thumbnail. But yeah, actually, I didn't even get to the real earnings yet. I'm starting here with some junk. 95.65. It's just gapping in a downtrend. Budweiser. 1848. You know, it's junk, but there's a price void above. I don't know what they do, but maybe put spread. GM we talked about. Whenever there's another major stock, I always just look at the brother. Multi-month consolidation. This also would be a you know, a no-brainer candidate. Selling an $11 put. All right, now let me scroll up and grab these earnings. Well, MU I threw in there. Greg talked about man. Now the reason I have man in here, you know, I get newsletters all the time. People telling, you know, touting their trades, you know, for marketing. I guess, you know, similar to our chart of the week or whatever. But we give education. And this email I got today said, oh, my oscillator is oversold. Man, M-A-N, not a male. Man, he says, is ready to rebound 25%. I'm like, all right. That looks like, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't know. He's just saying that based upon his oversold oscillator. Wide range igniting, bearish consolidation, bearish retracement, declining 20 and 50, relative weakness to the market. Why do you want to trade garbage? Why? Why trade garbage? Unless I had a shakeout, I had something or other, but then it wouldn't be a directional trade. It would be a put spread. But that's why man's in there. Postage, 22 bucks, bearish gap, you know, right there, but it's sandwiched, support and resistance. You know, maybe we can get an iron condor out of that. There's the AAP from earnings. Yes, I like that. I like the gap down also. 2 big bars. Oh, that's a 5-minute. I like my 15-minute. So wide range igniting, consolidating in the upper 75% of that bar. So AAP looks good. AZO looks good. 697. So it's gapping way the heck up here. I mean, awesome put selling candidate if we can get something far away. It's a gap and go here. But I'll watch that one also. And these are auto parts stores. So you know what? Maybe is that what's perking GM, right? Auto parts. And then we should be scanning other auto parts or related type of stocks because it looks like they're moving. CCO is garbage. I'm deleting you. Kerbal, 157.25. God, look how this trades. It's trades like garbage. But this would be a call spread candidate, so I'll leave them for that reason. 3 minutes to go. Echo Victor, I can't tell where you're trading, so I don't know. IGT, gapping down, had a bearish engulfing yesterday, nothing to do right now. So look, KSS was approaching 70 bucks this morning. Look, 70 is way the heck up here. This had to have been an earnings conference call. And that, you know, when you're trading earnings, you need to be aware of that. You need to, you know, trade the gap. And I have to admit, I'm kind of guilty of that. But, you know, for stocks that announce earnings pre-market and then they start babbling with earnings calls after the market opens, that's a genuine risk, you know. So this now, if it opens at 64.54, it's gapping near the low of yesterday's bullish bar. I have no idea what to do with that. Maybe, you know, iron condor candidate, but the weekly was kind of a big bull flag consolidation. So my bias was to the upside based on the charts. TJX, I'm not sure if this tail is real. It doesn't look like it at all because otherwise there'd be monster volume here. 30-minute high candidate, 86.70 is, you know, top end of this range, but it trades sloppy. Wow. Toll, continue. These housing sectors with the rising interest rates continue to get slammed. Nothing to do now. And check. I just saw this go on by the ticker. It's garbage. You know, this looks like, I don't know what they do. Perfect timing. I am done. Perfecto. Yeah, Pat, I'll watch that, man. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was thinking of when you said fall off the trampoline. I thought you were talking about this one, DY. This fell off a trampoline. Here's the trampoline. He jumped up. His hands are in the air. That's what the doji means. And then he fell off the trampoline. Doing nothing whatsoever here at the open. Looking at my open positions. There's no disasters. So again, I'm looking for things that are gapping up big, up or down, because those are the ones that need attention. Our bib is up, you know, buck and change, but there's nothing for a new trade, nothing to do there. Visa is up. That's fine. We aren't in it, but this said G. Look at this now. This is a beautiful 30-minute high trade. Look at it, and it might even a 10-minute high trade. That looks great. So I'm looking at this AZO. That's still a gap and go. AAP looks great. Let me, I mean, I don't even need to look. I know the spreads are just going to be asinine. So I don't even want to get myself in a bad mood by, you know, bitching at the specialist. I'm not going to even look. I sold a small lot of puts on this XPO yesterday. It's fine. I also have a put spread on UAA. I remember mentioning to you this day of the wide range breakout. While I'm up money on it, I forget where in that day I entered, but I'm watching it here as a new trade. Nice consolidation in the upper 50% of a wide range igniting. This would be a great 30-minute high trade also. Hey, good morning, Philip. VIX coming in, diamonds. There's nothing to do right now. This is ideal 30-minute high day. I want the stocks, these indices, ETFs to go sideways for 30 minutes. Hey, S-Fly alarm. Look at that. That looks great. Now we posted as a put spread in the letter. Let me see what our limit is and what the exact entry is, because I set alarms early, of course. 95.88 is the entry. And we're doing the June 90.85. Wow, it's spready. It's crazy spready. But see, that's why, and I even put that in the note. I said, note, higher risk because spready. Pattern is also suitable for a swing long. Yeah, let's look at that Netflix. So S-Fly has triggered. The stock entry is triggered, but you need, you know, the spread. Good luck getting filled. Yeah, David, definitely. Well, David, the way I posted it, it's a go. I did, because of the gap. Let me see what my strikes are there. Yeah, Netflix looks great. So I gave the 3 1/4, 315, but I gave it a limit again. So let's see where we are. 3 1/4, 315. Limit is 76 cents. And I said do it at a limit of 90. So now we have to make a decision together. Do we want to take 76 cents first 90? And I say yes. I mean, it looks fantastic. So now it's only 5 minutes of trading. Let's let this 5-minute bar close, and then we'll do a 5-minute high. And then I'll send out a Telegram alert that says taking 76 cents is okay. But let's watch it here together. Well, that's a 15-minute chart. Let me change that to a 5-minute. But if it pulls into the gap a little bit, and in fact, you know what? This pullback right here, 332.28, since the credit is 77 and I said 90, I think it hit already. That little pullback is what got us our 90. You see that? So yes, David, I'm not in it, Now it's 81. So I guarantee you this $2 drop gave us another dime. So the 90 did get filled, and I'm going to record it open. It's 81 right now. I'm going to start legging into it myself because the market is going up. So yes, Netflix is a go. So work your own entries on the spreads. Markets are acting bullish. All right, I'm just scaling in. I'm doing, just there, say filled. I'm just doing a couple lots at a time. I like my 15-minute better, so I'm going back to 15 because I can see more. I can see more to the left. All right, this Twitter. Okay, see, I said over here. Now here's how we do these things. I said over 33.77, and it would not have gotten filled unless it pulled in. So Twitter now hit, but it hit because of this pullback. So on our S-Fly, I gave the limit of the credit. So it's just a matter of if we get filled at that credit or not.
Guys, assuming Twitter doesn't collapse here, I'll buy it above the high of the day.
Oh, Netflix, I set a limit of 85 cents. I was reading, I don't know where I got 90 from. So yeah, the 85 definitely got filled. I did it at 77 myself.
As on the spider long that I entered, my stop is going to be under yesterday's low. So I'm giving it plenty of room, let it wiggle around. I'm going to look to add to it. And assuming it holds up here and either goes sideways. Hopefully it doesn't pull back into the gap, same as yesterday, that the thinking, gapped up. We don't want to see it fill the gap. Ideally, it holds at the opening price today. So we'll see.
Pat, you were talking about this man. See, it's still junk. And look, even yesterday's topping tail was a failed, attempted little breakout. I just don't know why people trade junk. I mean, you trade quality or don't trade. And I think that should be a bumper sticker.
You have to know what quality is first, Dan.
That's an excellent point. That is a fantastic point. And it goes back to, well, two things. One is, provided they're trading technicals, right? That guy where I got this dude's newsletter, maybe he's just trading his oversold oscillator, and end of story. Maybe you're Tommy and just saying, hey, it's over, well, he doesn't even use oversold. Maybe, I don't know what he says. Maybe but Tommy will just, whatever, say, I don't know. I don't want to speak for him because I don't know. But my point is, whatever your methodology is, if it's charts, then you're absolutely right. You have, if you are going to trade using charts, you have to know what quality is. If you trade some other methodology, well then, fine, just be good at your methodology. That's all. All right, Spider's here now, trading under the open, so I'm still in a sidelined here. Well, Pat, that is kind of an interesting analogy, because I think you do know what's quality when you go on a first date, but maybe you fool yourself, right? Because you want to get into a trade, you want to go on a date, and that could be similar to entering a trade. You're like, yeah, I know this is not quality. If I were in Dan's class in a lab, and my assignment was to rate this quality based on everything I've learned in the course, then I would give it a C minus. Well, then why are you trading a C minus? So that's if you're honest with yourself. Again, I'm just talking here, but I'm always watching the market. So, trading opportunity is number one, particularly in the busy times, first and last hour. So I can flip on a dime here from my talking. All right, said G, look at this thing. I wish I had more volume. It doesn't move very fast. But I still wouldn't enter it right here because of the uncertainty in the market. But it's going to be a go-to stock. So let me see what its spreads look like. 24 days out. We could go way down to the 60s. The 60, 55. It's only 35 cents. Yesterday, I think it was 55. So I'm not rushing into it. I have thumbnails on AZO. See why we don't rush into these things? AAP coming in. We're just chilling. Look at, any sectors of interest. XRT, our retail is coming in. But see, we nailed near the high of this bar. We sold the $48 calls to leg into our covered call. Transport's still holding well. It's holding the gap. It's holding that 15-minute consolidation support. So that's fine. KRE, small banks breaking out. Oh, I have a couple of bank accounts. I have one in FitB, First Third, and I logged into it yesterday to pay a check, and there was a notice there that FitB was buying a bank. So I looked at the chart, and I'm like, well, the shareholders didn't agree with that purchase. They were buying like MTB, or I don't know. I don't even care. XLF, look at this, looks great. Little bull flag consolidation after making a higher high. We might, if the market holds, I think this is a sector we need to go shopping in. Let me check these gaps. You're gone. I don't trade junk like that. Whoa, look at this ugliness. So I'll bet our ITB is falling. But, bear in mind, look, that was a sell setup at resistance. But ITB also includes many other things besides home builders. Like low gap and crap, Home Depot, many other things. All right, we're coming in again, intraday. Nothing to do, so we're just hunting around. So Toll would be a call spread candidate if you got any juice up here. I doubt we'll get any, but let me check. And I know I'm going to have to go all the way up to June because there's going to be nothing for the weekly. It's only 15 by 30. This could even be a swing trade. If you get a nice intraday setup, it looks horrible. KSS, it's junk now. It's junk. I don't know what to do with that. IG, whoa, that's a deep gap. That would be a call spread candidate, but there's no way I'm going to get juice for the 31s. EV, Kerbal, it's junk. Postage, wow, it came back. Remember, it was down $2 pre-market, but it's still junk. I don't like looking at junk. This one we said 30-minute high. I'm just curious what the put spreads will look like. So we could do the 84s, go out to June. There are no 84s. You could do 82.5. 42 cents for doing the 82.5s. Way the heck down here. $5 wide, but I wouldn't touch it unless it took out the day's high. I'm going to put that in a thumbnail. And then again, when you look at these big retailers, always look at the cousins. Walmart is still a dog. Target. Wow, that's the relative strength of the big box stores, or whatever you call those things. Look at that strength. That's a buy on a nice pullback. All right, low got demoted to the garbage can. Etsy, I said, 30-minute high, but we can find better. DY, that's going to take a while to set up. That's just pain. BNFT, bearish gap. I don't know. We can find better. The shop. Well, under the low, it looks lower. But then you got to, I like looking at my pre-market action too. I've been holding DF. Hey, it's reversing that ugly red bar, and the weekly's a 1, 2, 3. I like it for put spread, and this sector's been beat up so much. And I remember us looking at this gap together. This was earnings. I remember it. Let me see. Oh wow, Dean. Wow, it's only a $10 stock. I didn't know that. But I like that weekly. And that weekly is, I'd go out 2 months on this one and sell an $8 put. There's no juice for the Junes. Well, and even the $8 puts for the July, which are 59 days to expiration, 0 by 10 cents. So the market makers are giving 0. Ford broke out. Let's look at Ford and GM. And that AZO and AAP are coming in, so, got no interest in those anymore. Ford, I would go out in time. June 11, 5 by 6 cents, no juice. The 11s for July, 17 cents. I think we can find better. Let's look at GM. I guess eyeball it here, so I'd go down to the 37.50s. I'm looking at June. Hey, it's juicy, very juicy. Let me check earnings. If there's no earnings, then I like this one. Q's weakening here a little bit. July 23rd, we're good. So when the market holds, I'm now promoting GM. Well, let's look at our strikes a little better here. Yeah, so there's my 37.50. Here's 37. So it just depends on how much cushion you want. Wow, look at the 37s. Let's see what I can get paid for that. That's juicy. That's 40 cents for the 37s. That's naked. But that's over 1%, and it's far away. The 37, but we'll do a spread anyway. 37.34. GM June 37.34 is 35 cents. So I like this. I'm just gonna wait for the timing, not only with the stock, but with the market. But this is now, I have us set up to watch the entry. So Ford, you're gone. GM, we like you better. I'm not messing with this junk. Honeywell, it's plowing, but you know, no trade. Zebra from the other day still hasn't hit my alarm. Or new trade. Wow, MU. I have it in the other chart. Man, you're just junk. I'd like to see how that guy's 25% prediction turns out. Let me just glance at the Dow stocks, and I'm looking again at the biggest winners, biggest losers. So Disney's moving on uptown. Greg is shorting Snap at under 1070. What a weak animal that is. Boeing down 3, but you know, he's extended. Home Depot down $1.32. And that's it. Everything else is kind of just marginal. So I got no excitement there. And I'm gonna write up this GM right now just so I have it ready, just like I did with Twitter yesterday. You know, talking about GM reminds me of a funny story that Greg told me.
Wait a minute.
No, you'll like it. Greg, it was when we had the old pristine chat room together. And so Greg typed in the chat room, just like we all do with each other. He said GM. So then a couple of days later, the guy wrote Greg an ugly email, and he can add the details, saying, Greg, I bought GM when you told me to, and it's against me. Where's our stop? And Greg's like, what are you talking about? He said, well, the other day you said GM. He's like, yeah, good morning.
That was actually my neighbor.
Okay.
This guy was too much, and I was too neighborly. I used to let him come in my house and sit next to me to trade and try and teach him, but he was just too focused on the money, greed, so when he saw GM, he says, oh, Greg said GM, buy, that's a buy. And then it went down, and I wind up bailing him out of that with options, actually, Dan. and made him 60 grand.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, it gapped up several days later or something. I forget what happened, but I don't know. He was a disaster.
All right, I'm just getting this ready. Cues coming in. Sanjay, let me answer your question real quick. I did the 325, 315 for Friday, and I'm in the trade in 2 accounts. But with cues coming in, don't rush into it. You can probably get a better entry, in which case I will add. I'm legging into it. I'm in the first lot at 77 cents. Our weekly subscribers hopefully are in at 85 limit, which I sent the newsletter pre-market. Yeah, I like this GM trade. It's nice juice for far away. And I'm actually trying to scale into it right now. Just, the same things. I'll just use like 5 separate orders. As long as it holds, this gap fill area, then it's fine. The 37 strike is fine. Okay, Netflix. All right, Netflix relative strength to the Qs. So at least we picked the strongest FANG stock. Look at the Qs here. We had a topping tail now on the 15-minute chart after the market open. Now we're taking out the pre-market lows. It's still fine on the daily chart. It's a consolidation. We're in a trading range. But 15-minute chart is making me not as bullish because unless maybe we get a 30-minute high, which it's 958. Yeah, if you can, put spread? I thought you were going to say call spread. KSS to me would be a good iron condor candidate, but I would still wait for some type of reversal on the 15-minute because it's momentum's down. Just wait for it to stabilize. All right, KSS, I'm looking here for you. So, I'd want to do like the 60s, and I'm going out to June. See, I just know when I have to go out to June as opposed to Friday. And it's spready. The 67 Junes are 45 by 75. But let me just log it in anyways to see what the midpoint is. So 67, 70, and 58, 55. The puts are more than the puts are more than the calls. I mean, it's very nice credit. Here, let me type it in here for you. KSS Condor, 6770 and 58.55. So that's a $3 wide iron condor. It's 82 cents a share. If you get your calculator out and divide 82 by $2.18, that is an astronomical return on capital. If it expires worthless, of course. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a 2-lot here and see if I get filled. Now it's 85 cent midpoint. All right, I didn't get filled at 85. I'm going to change it to 83. Got filled. I got filled a 2-lot of 83. I'm surprised I got filled with those big spreads. All right, so now it's a trade. Now it's a trade. I'll set my alarms and not worry about it. All right, this TJX is still holding. Look, it said G came back in, and I wasn't chasing it. And also, you still gotta worry about when there's a lot of space. Let's go back to TJX. You know, it's just churning here, which is good. It's good. If it can take out the day's high. Let me see what the high is relative to the pre-market. The high is 86.99. Wow, look at this pre-market mess. So see, the pre-market high is higher. 87.74. Wow. No reason to rush into that. I mean, we're still watching. There's nothing to do right now. Q's still coming in. SPY's going sideways.
Got a little reversal on those SPYs. They got to get back up above today's open. Maybe they're going to get going, but those Qs are like an anchor.
Yeah, Amazon sideways. Google coming in. Tesla engulfing.
Looks good, Sanjay. Got to get above the 5 minute here is trying to hold, but it can't get going. I wouldn't really consider it unless we see the Qs or XLK turn around. XLK is coming into the gap fill right now.
And then Sanjay, what trade are you considering? All right, cool.
Disney and Walmart doing well.
Walmart's doing well. I looked at it earlier. It was garbage.
Oh, the daily's garbage, but look at the hourly. 5 minute.
Yeah, 15 minute. What else? Disney. Yeah, Disney could be a put spread. Yep, right under yesterday's low. Here, I'll look in a second. I'm updating something.
These home builders are coming back from getting killed a little bit.
Any you like?
No, it's too early. I'm just noticing that they're not going lower. They're going up. Could just be short covering, but that's why you got to let them see what happens if they can hold on to it.
All right, Disney. Let me see. 103.5 for Friday. There are no halves, so the 103s are 11 by 16. That's very spreading for a Dow, stock. 11 by 16 is 5 cents. It's crazy. The 107s, 59 by 201. It's nuts. Okay, spiders here holding the best.
Yeah. I'm not adding yet. I figured it's not a fantastic pattern, but it does suggest it'll go up. So let's see what happens.
This FedEx we were watching yesterday, doji bar. Maybe tomorrow over today's high if it closes like this. I like the weekly breakout. Look at the nice gap on GE on the hourly chart. So we did a put spread yesterday. This UAA, I'll set an alarm here, 28-ish.
Oh. Oh. AXP would have been a perfect 5-minute high play for day trades. I mean, daily's up a couple of days, but that looks good, and financials are leading today.
All right, so yeah, let's scan banks. Yeah, XLF I mentioned earlier, and it keeps chugging. Let's scan a couple of those. I like them. Here, I'll just go off memory, but
They're deep pullback plays. I mean, for options, you're probably not going to like anything.
well, what about? Here's one right here. Citigroup, 50% pullback, converging MAs.
No, I like the dailies. I'm just saying I'm assuming you're going to look for a put spread and if you put it under that low, well, sure, but you usually don't like them that tight.
Yeah, the 70s for 10 days expiration, 39 cents naked. Look at Northern Trust here. It looks like it's in the pit stop resting. That's a nice reverse heading shoulders, shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's right there at the neckline. I like this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's juicy. The 105s, 95s, 72 cents. Let me check earnings. That looks great.
718.
Okay, and this is, like June 15. I like it. $10 wide. I think we can do it right here. What do you think, Greg? Or do you want a prior tail and then pull back? 105 is down here.
There's no extended pattern in that, even intraday.
Right, no. I'm just asking you, does this tail bother you at all? That's all.
No. I mean, I don't know, I look at something like that, it's irrelevant for, other than if I was going to do a day trade, but for a put spread, there's no way I could assume that tail is going to cause this to fail and break under those lows.
All right, well, I'm going to post this.
Well, it doesn't look like snap is going to snap, so I'm pulling my order. It's retracing too much. I'll just set an alert there. I don't want to watch it.
Wow, I'm trying to get filled here. The midpoint 72. There, I got filled at 69. All right. No trust. Any other banks that you like as I write this up?
I'd have to go look into all of them. Check later.
Oh, okay. Selling off a little bit here.
Look at Raytheon for a call spread, or Northrop Grumman. Raytheon, I think, a little better. We should probably do the same.
Wow, selling picking up here. Wow. All right, Raytheon. So we got 215. No juice for Friday. 10 days. We could do a $5 wide, 217.5. But this is for June. So up here, $5 wide is 62 cents. Yeah, I like it.
I mean, ideal kind of setup for after a climactic.
All right, see, so just because the market's holding in, I'm going to hold off sending that NTRS to the database, but I'm in it myself.
Dan asked about Zebra.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah, I canceled it on the main advisory because it never triggered. Or no, I didn't cancel it. On the weekly, yeah, since I told people they could roll it to the monthly, but when I found out that it didn't have weeklies for next week, because my intent was just to roll them to next week if it closed in the money, I said, hold off on it. So if you're in it, we could just manage it. Let me look in a second here.
looks like news.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, and I'm not watching it, but yeah, it totally does. I'm I'm writing up this RTN here. Now here's an example where I see the stock falling. So, folks in the green room, if you took it, you got it, but otherwise we might not get this credit by the time I send it in an email unless it bounces. All right. I mean, again, we're just range bound here again on the daily. So, it was an ugly fall on the 15-minute chart, but still nothing to do. Our Nike. Whoa, shoot. I forgot about our Nike. Remember I said? So, Pat, I think it's your fault for not telling me. Remember we talked pre-market? If this strengthens 30-minute high, we'd buy to close the calls. So we're short the $72 calls, which is right here. Beautiful relative strength to the market and to XRT, the retail. So I'm going to wait for the close, but this looks so good. I don't want to cap our gains. Well, you know what? I'm just going to tell them now. If it closes strong, to buy them back. Hey, Greg, remember you emailed me saying, hey, I don't remember us just buying an outright call. Nike was one of them. We bought the July 62.5 deep in the money calls. And then we legged into a bull call diagonal spread.
Yeah. I mean, I explained to that fella, the market being choppy, we don't do too many because we don't see great setups. But what was kind of ridiculous about it, he was like, cancel my subscription to the weekly options trader that focuses on credit spreads. He said he don't like credit spreads.
All right. Yeah, I mean, can he, read?
Well, all right. He was nice. He said, when you're gonna have more of those, let me know. Whatever. He wants the big money. Nothing wrong with that.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's what, our directional strategies are in our option strategies course. All right, so I just posted this Nike adjustment so I don't have to worry about it into the close.
Looks like we're back into the mess.
Mm-hmm. You
By
got
the way,
that right.
Dan, bring up a chart of spiders. I want to see your daily chart because you look at the intradays and that tail is erroneous.
Right, we looked at that yesterday. You're right. Here, let me just. And we also have a put spread on Nike, which now we can move stop break even. Sanjay, let me look in a second. All right, so here's my daily. Yeah, remember we looked at it yesterday. I had a bottoming tail. You had a topping tail. Yeah, if you, Sanjay, if there's juice there, definitely. That looks fantastic. But I'm going to look here with you. Oh, we got our bounce here in RTN. All right, good. So we've met the limit. Just hit right to the penny right here, 62 cents. And see, that's why I don't chase things. All right, AXP looks great. There's no juice though. Even the 101s are only 17 cents. But that looks so good. I'll go out to June, just like I did in that Northern Trust. You could do a 195, 51 cents. I'll watch it into the close with the market, getting jittery here. Yeah, AXP looks great. All right, this Surefly, okay, it hit for the put spread.
Messy. Amazon and Facebook, their intraday bullish setups fell apart.
Yeah, even our Netflix coming in, but it's totally fine. Yep, Tesla, Amazon, Google, yeah, all the fangs came in.
What about McDonald's for a call spread?
Definitely, but I doubt we're going to get any juice. 166.5. There are no 166s unless I go to the weeklies. So for 17 days to expiration, uh, 10 by 39. Nothing.
It's kind of slow, Dan. What do you think about ExxonMobil for like a debit spread? Long.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. What about it lagging the other sectors? And if those come in,
It
there's
always
really no.
does. It always lags. And oil, I mean, it's kind of, as long as oil stays strong, you would think it goes up.
But there's also not an ETF unless maybe XOP is the closest one. Yeah, XOP, I guess, but I don't think there's an XOP for the big integrateds, the Exxon, that we drive up and fill our gas tank with. These are, you know what I mean? So the Exxon, the Shell, the Marathon Oil, are those in any of these ETFs? Or are these more the drillers and the exploration and the, second and third tier companies?
It's in that ETF.
XOP it is. Okay, yeah, I knew this was the broadest one. Yeah, let's take a look.
It's in XLE too. It's probably in
Really?
all.
Okay.
Probably not in XES.
Well, and it's not an OIH because those are drillers.
Yeah.
So for directional, let's say we go to June. In the money. So we could do the $78 call, selling the 84 for 414. I like that. So that gives it a positive time decay. All right, Q's reversal bar here at the gap fill. Let's see if that can maybe set up a double bottom. I wish this XLF had more juice. This would be a great put selling candidate. But let me see if we go out to June. But in my experience, it's a slug. Well, if you did it tight, the 28s or 31 cents. And the low here is 27.94. Not bad. Let's see what the midpoint here is now. 78 cents. So as long as the market holds right here, I'll go ahead and post NTRS because now we have price improvement. All right, yeah, I'm going to post this now, NTRS. So I'm in it at just 69 cents a share, but it's price improvement here at 78. Hey, Greg, do you know when our meeting is?
I assumed it was 11:30. I didn't look at emails. This is a big mess again. Well, it may eventually be shaping up to move up, which the daily patterns in the market still suggest they are. It's just not ready. Actually, spiders are getting a little weaker here, but and overall, the daily patterns are still intact. It's just uncertainty about what interest rates, the China thing now is supposedly okay. So we'll just have to wait. Yeah. Decaf, I think, Pat. Yeah. Keep you awake, waiting for something to come about here. I can later because it's I have to switch computers. Yeah, well, I have to switch the whatever. Last I looked over the weekend, they were just neutral, giving nothing. Well, intraday, there's a lot of call buying here, which certainly doesn't support the market, but the moving average of them of sentiment is still neutral. As I'm looking at the 5 minute of the spiders, ideally from the bullish point of view, this 5 minute bar, which has a minute and a half to go, turns into a bottoming tail because it poked under the low of the day. And we'll see what happens here. Have you ever heard of Black River? No. Well, I don't know how strong it could be. I mean, I only drink espresso. I don't drink what's considered American coffee. But when that name made me think of a time when I was in Colorado, and a friend brought us to some restaurant bar up in the mountains somewhere, which was awesome. And they made some kind of rattlesnake, this kind of stuff there, rattlesnake, whatever, which was terrific. And some bourbon with gunpowder in it. So kind of Old West type of stuff. It was pretty cool. An espresso boiler. My mom and my grandmother did an espresso boiler kind of thing. You put the water in the bottom and the espresso, you packed it into the thing at the top, and kind of whatever the water came up, and it was pretty cool. Oh, I have more modern. that thing was great. A DeLonghi, you pour the very domesticated. Buy the ground espresso from Whole Food and dump a big scoop into the top of the DeLonghi thing, and it makes it. Rattlesnake, the famous, what do they call them? Rocky Mountain oysters. I mean, they had like wild stuff besides just the antelope and, the kind of stuff. I mean, they had like exotic type of meats. It was pretty cool. Is that fungus? No. It's testicles from a bull. Hey, we got the little bottoming tail bar. Pretty cool. Let's see what this next 5-minute bar, if we can hold up here. XLK has a bottoming tail bar. That XAXP is strong, coming back on every dip. That got crushed, Sanjay. That the AZO had earnings. I guess they weren't too good. Let's see. That CTL, it's holding up well here after the gap, Cindy. Yeah, it's kind of going sideways. I like it when they gap up like that and they go sideways. And it's cleared resistance. It's above its major moving averages. So it looks okay. Actually, I have a note on this chart from October 20th, 2017. They were reporting that there was an extreme amount of call buying at that time. Price was at about $19. Went down to 13. Now it's come back. Hopefully those were calls out months ahead, but probably not. It has earnings August 1st. Hmm. Yeah, it does. It's outperforming the sector. If it can clear $20, that would be a big positive. That's where it fell from the last time.
Well, our XRT really selling off.
AZO. And Macy's to pull in.
Ooh, that is ugly. Oh my God. And his cousin doing the same. And oh, I don't know if Greg answered that already on CTL. That's a bullish consolidation. I mean, it's hard to determine where to enter now because of that trading range and the prior tails, but you know, the weekly has room too if it can take out last week's high.
I don't know if these have options on these banks. Damn, out of the country, Toronto Bank, TD.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I was looking at, yeah, they do, by the way. I mean, even though they're countries, because I actually was looking at Bank of Montreal this morning and BNS.
That's one of them.
But yeah, look at Montreal here. I was looking at the $75 puts for only 35 cents. All right, TD. Yeah, that's TD Ameritrade. That tail is messing up my chart. Does your chart look different?
I don't think it's real.
No, I know. I'm saying that is your chart look the same? Meaning it's not this. I don't. Sometimes a tail distorts my data.
It's on the weekly chart. It's not on my daily chart.
The 57.5s are only 20 by 30. So not enough juice. And so unless you wanted it directional. But yeah, let's scan banks. I mean, AXP looks great.
What about your Fit B for a put spread?
Hey, yeah, it's over the high. Yeah, let me check. June 31 naked is 33. You could do 33.27. I mean 31.27. $4 wide, 30 cents. But it's June. Q's here, higher low on the 5-minute. Spiders closing bar outside this resistance, so that got a C legs back after this new low. So that's a good sign. Looks like at least the low for the morning. Well, look at this trip. Trip's holding up. Look at that nice hourly. I'm sorry, it's 5-minute chart. 2-bar reversal, wide range igniting. You know, it's a mess, but I've been watching this for put spread.